get into it, I want to give a quick history lesson on the GLC and the GLK, right? So, like, I'm sure you all know the GLK Mercedes-Benz SUV, you know, the GLK 350 that we all see all the time because the weather is super hot and humid today. Anyway, so now the GLK came in as like the baby ML, right? It was supposed to be like, you know, like that SUV for the person who wants an SUV, but like, you know, he's on a budget, he wants something a little bit smaller, something compact, something like the C class. So the thing is, the GLK is actually based on the C class, but like imagine a C class that was the W204 C class. Imagine like a C class on a raised platform and like, you know, the hatchback crossover body style that we've all grown to love. I got turned on this car, man. The heat is too much. Okay, AC on, low. As time went on, Mercedes-Benz decided to change the name, change the nomenclature to, you know, something more understandable, because GLK, you know, like what are you guys saying? So decided to, you know, that was when the names came. Like the GLK became the GLC, the ML became the GLE, and then the GL, that big SUV, the 7-seater, became the GLS, because they were like SUVs of the sedans, you know. You get me. So now we have the GLC, right? And they started production of the GLC in 2016. You know, the handsome, cute or handsome, whatever you want to call it, crossover SUV with the, you know, array of engine choices with the 4-cylinder engine, and then you have the V6 engines in the 450s and 400s, and then you know, the V8 engines in the AMGs. So that was cool, that was nice, and like that's all you need to know about the GLK, GLC, like, you know, from all that. I hope I have not confused you once again. Why buy the GLC? Why the GLC? Yeah, like, so I mentioned it earlier, like, you know, small SUV, blah blah blah. But if you were, you know, a single guy, or you know, a small family man, 1 or 2 kids, and you lived in an area with bad roads, let's say the whole of Lagos, or you know, a place with, you know, like rough tracks, you know, like you kind of go light off-roading, you know, like you go off-roading a little bit. Okay, not off-roading, I don't say off-roading like that kind of off-roading, but like soft roads, you know, like unpaved roads, but not that bad. Then the GLC is actually very nice. It's a very nice option because it has the ride heights, and it also has the economical engine if you're not going for the AMGs, obviously, right? And like with the GLC 300, you get the same 2-liter, the turbocharged 2-liter engine, 4-cylinder engine in the C300, the one I spoke about in the last video. You can check that out in your time. And you know, it's actually a great economical option. Speaking of off-roading, the GLK is actually gaining some kind of fan base in the US with, you know, all these off-roading guys, because like, besides being like, you know, a cute and cuddly Mercedes, you have to remember that all Mercedes-Benz SUVs are related to the G-Wagon, right? So while they are not, you know, body-on-frame SUVs, we'll talk about that in a later time. While they're not body-on-frame SUVs, they are still proper Mercedes-Benz SUVs with the same unibody chassis, but you know, the same DNA as the G-Wagon. So they might not be able to do rock crawling or wade through oceans, or not oceans, rivers, but at least they can, you know, get their hands dirty a little bit. So why I said that is, some guys have actually started, how will I put it, modifying their GLKs, you know, adding adventure kits, lift kits, bigger tires and all that, just to go on the trail. You get what I mean? And I mean, that says a lot. Like, you're driving an SUV that is quite capable, not the rear-wheel drive versions, remember, like the normal off-road versions. Yeah, like the rear-wheel drive version of off-road version. But you get what I mean? So if you fall in that category of someone, you know, who like I said, young family guy, and you're on a budget, kind of, you know what I mean, then you can go for the GLC coupe or the GLC normal size, though this is the coupe. But if you're like a big guy, you want something more spacious, like the E-Class and all that, you can always get the GLE. So what are the main differences between the GLC and the GLE? Yeah, well, quite a lot, right? So just think of it like the differences between the E-Class and the C-Class, yeah, because while the E-Class is the, like, you know, full-on executive, how do you put it, not the flagship but the full-on executive car. That's the one that everyone always goes for. The C-Class is like the compact executive, something that I would go for if I was looking for, you know, a nice sporty car in the market, right? So with that said, the GLE is way bigger than this one, right? It's more spacious, I believe I mentioned that earlier, and the materials used in the car. So, like, while, you know, it's leather everywhere and soft touch leather and all that, in some areas of the GLC, in a bit to, you know, keep the prices as, you know, low and affordable as possible, they had to substitute, you know, some soft touch plastic for leather, and then engine choices, and in some areas, you know, like the GLE uses an air suspension, while the GLC has to make do with normal coilovers, which are not that bad, let's be honest, because I mean, our backs can take it all. I mean, unless you're, like, you know, old and stuff. But wider tires and stuff like that, you know, I believe the standard GLE 450 runs like 315 millimeter wide tires, while the GLC has to make do with like 245s or 255s or so, depends, which are not that bad, to be honest. And you know, it's very easy to mistake the two SUVs side by side, which you would see now. And you know, aside that, unless you are like a bigger guy, I mean, even if you're a bigger guy, the GLC is also like quite capable. Let's just say it's just think of it as the baby brother SUV. And yeah, I don't want to go too deep because that'll be for something else, that'll be for another video, but you get what I mean. Yeah. Alright, so with all that said, I think the GLC 300 or the GLC, you know, SUV lineup is actually a very good choice. Like, if you meet the parameters or the the things I said that you could be, like, you know, so, like, you know, it's actually a very good option if you are considering one. And you know, it's a very nice SUV, to be honest. Yeah. And you know what, I wanted to make this a very short video, so, you know, just to, like, you know, let you guys know a little bit more about the GLC. If you want me to go like deep into it, like deep intricate work, long full video and all that, then let me know in the comments, or, you know, let me know in the comments, or on IG. IG said follow me on Instagram, follow Mayfair Autos on Instagram. I mean, they gave me this SUV and they've been giving me other cars to, you know, talk about and all that. They've been really nice, you know. Just give them a follow on IG. You can check them out on, yeah, you know, the link is in the description. And also, you know, like, subscribe, and all those things that other YouTube people say. Yeah, thanks.